Hello everyone, welcome along to At Odds, all thanks to unibet.com.au. We are knee deep into the footy finals. There's some breaking news as we go to air. We'll get to that very shortly. Brian Fletcher, Mark Waugh and Shane Heal, welcome along.
Good to be here.
Before we talk about the good, I want to talk about the disappointing. And I noticed a tweet after the semi-final. You said they can sook it up for a day and then get back onto it. Well, the Boomers have sooked it up for more than a day, and I'm pretty disappointed with what they, not what they tossed up on the court, their post-game snubbing of everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it was disappointing, and they wear their heart on the sleeve. But
I agree. It was poor.
I agree that, you know, you take a loss, then everyone should front up. And the Americans did a great job when they came to Australia of allowing 30 minutes for all the journos to speak to every single player and coach. And
for those who don't know, the Boomers did not talk after their grand final or their playoff loss.
Luke Longley did, didn't he?
Talked.
Humphrey
no,
Bogart.
No, wasn't.
No, he said a
they had a coach and a player at the press conference.
Yeah, but normally they let them into the rooms. And look, we've jumped on the bandwagon.
Yep.
They led by 12, 15 in the semi-final, got rolled, and led by a good 8 or 9 in the playoff and got rolled again.
Yep. No, it was a disappointing finish to the tournament because it opened up. I'm not sure we get an opportunity to have that sort of run all the way to the gold medal. So disappointing on that aspect, and I agree with what you're saying.
Okay, Junior, on the other side, we're in a bit of a dart-throwing mood. Why do you win the toss and bowl, and why do you drop Mitchell Stark?
Two good questions.
Why do you play Peter Siddle? No disrespect, but you've got a winning formula.
Two good answers, please. Mate.
It seems strange because they talked about keeping their bowlers fresh all the way through the series and rotating their bowlers, and they didn't do that in the last test. Mitchell Stark played 1 test out of 5.
He would have been on that.
He should definitely have played that last test. I can't understand why he didn't play ahead of Peter Siddle.
Is he on the nose?
At least.
Have we heard anything?
I don't know why. No, not that I know of, but he should have played. And winning the toss and bowling first, always a danger. But if they held their catches, it probably would have worked out okay.
But I think when he won the toss, I heard that Warner and the other opener walked straight in to get their pads, and then Justin Langer asked him, did you lose? No, I won it. I just changed my mind. And then post-match he said, I really can't read the wicket.
It's very strange because normally a decision like that wouldn't be just the captain.
No.
The senior players, the coach, Steve Waugh, the advisor, they would have all looked at the pitch and made a decision together, I'd imagine. So unless Tim Payne's gone against them, well, they all decided to do that, I don't know. But bowling first was a bit of a negative choice, and then obviously Mitchell Stark not playing, dropping catches. Our DRS reviews were hopeless again, and we batted poorly again, apart from Steve Smith and Matthew Wade.
Anyway,
so we lost.
We lost.
Let's talk about the good things. I mentioned the breaking news that's just hit the airwaves. Lockie Whitfield, the star midfielder, come key defender or attacking defender for the GWS Giants, has got appendicitis.
Oh my!
Currently under the knife, and will not be playing this week. If they go through, will not play.
He could play.
What's wrong with him?
Whip it out, stitch it up.
Of course he can.
So that is big news. Toby Green got a week last night, which I'm not happy about because...
Not happy? How many warnings does he need?
You shouldn't get...
He should get...
There shouldn't be on an ongoing thing for a warning.
He should get suspended for stupidity.
I agree that he was stupid.
Give him a week for that then.
But
And Sam Burgess.
if you don't have...
Short half head between them.
If you don't have a reason to suspend him from the week before that's not a related charge, which it was not...
But Russ, isn't he fighting it? Isn't he going to fight this?
They're going to appeal it, I understand.
It's grubby though. He's got to get that out of his game, doesn't he?
Agree totally.
He's too good for that.
His rap sheet is too long.
And he's hurting his team by continually putting his team in that situation.
The upshot is that now Collingwood are $1.35 to take care of GWS.
Get on.
Same price Richmond to take care of Geelong. Your guys were fantastic, and they back it up without a week's break and without Tommy Hawkins.
I tell you, how good were the Cats? And Dangerfield,
past history,
I'm just saying, Dangerfield is unbelievable. I'm not sure I've seen a player that's better overhead and then still so dynamic on the ground as well.
He's got playing forward now.
I don't think the Cats get over the line, unfortunately. I think Richmond are going to be too strong, and my heart says the Cats, but my head says that Richmond are a very, very good team in good form and rested.
Unrelated, what's the rest do to a footy club at this time of the year, even though...
Can't put a price on it. It's having that week off. Some coaches and some players say, oh, you want to keep momentum. No way in the world. You get the week off, you get to watch the opposition bash each other. You're there just
even in AFL, there's a bit of bashing and running. And
I reckon having that week off, and I've done both, having the week off by far.
Okay. So that being the case, Richmond to beat Geelong, and Junior, you've decided to jump on board with the Tigers as well.
Yes, I have.
Collingwood with the week off, Jaden Stevenson coming back. He was the
Our
guy
man.
we were talking about as well. Good thoughts about De Goey. Unfortunately, he's unlikely to get up for this one, of course. But the Giants without Green and the Giants without Whitfield lose so much impetus.
I think
through the
even
middle.
with those guys, they don't beat Collingwood, but now Collingwood are going to give it to them. They will. I mean, and they've played their best football the last month, the Pies, haven't they? And just starting to come into their own.
So Hammer, this 9.5, the line's 9.5.
Yep, I
Cover it
reckon they'll
easy?
cover it.
The,
Yeah.
the biggest problem about it, and you're again, I'm going to ask you blokes, when you're going to lose with 5 minutes to go, and there's nothing in the world you can do. What's the difference between 16 and 26?
You-
There's no junk
can drop
time
your bundle.
goals for the losing team. There's only let's rub their faces into the dirt for the winning team.
Yeah.
You saw it
Yeah.
with Parramatta last week
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
the Broncos.
It's true.
Okay, so I'm going Collingwood as well. I'm going Richmond, and good luck trying to find a ticket to the grand final if those two. are.
Oh, gee whiz. How good would that be
What
for
about
the sport?
Brownlow?
Haven't we got a box down there?
That's the,
Unibet?
that's
Brownlow.
the, that's the week
Dangerfield.
after.
I know, but is
Danger.
Dangerfield, we still getting on him?
I know. Well, you got Dangerfield. Well, it's got nothing to do with the final.
No, I know. I know.
Dangerfield,
Just a
Five,
question.
Lockie
Now
Neal,
notice.
those sorts of players.
Danger.
It'll be very close.
It is a
this year.
gambling show.
Now onto the rugby league. Parramatta.
Yeah, flying.
Turns out the Broncos were playing pokies. Who plays pokies?
I know.
At
Well,
one
you
in-
know
one
what?
in the morning?
I've got no issue with it. No, 11 p.m. They didn't break their curfew. Oh, look, there's no. I've
Was
seen
it
it
11 p.m. the day before?
11 p.m. the day before.
So what about sleep in too? Oh, they
So-
had 7 a.m. breakfast.
So
didn't
they 7 a.m. brekkie.
That's what they said, yeah.
Who gets up
Yeah,
at
but
7
who
a.m. for
cares?
brekkie?
But what's the difference? I've played with guys that are playing PlayStation till 3 in the morning.
Exactly.
And that's okay,
Exactly.
is it? But
Go
if
on
they're
the
playing
movies,
pokies
some
at
players
11...
even get a massage. I've seen
11 a.m.'s fine. 1 a.m.'s a bit stupid. If that
11
11
p.m.
p.m.
Yeah.
11 p.m.
11 p.m.
Yeah,
I've got
that's
nothing.
all right.
And they're clutching.
I don't know. I
Oh,
think
that's
it's.
stupid.
I think it's. They got beat by 50. That wasn't the reason.
Of course it wasn't.
No.
So
They just couldn't tackle.
do you give Parramatta a
Or
chance
pass.
against Melbourne Storm?
You know the last time they played it?
No.
Yeah, 68 to 10 up there at Magic Round. The Melbourne Storm got beat by the Sharks by 2 points. They came out. Bellyache was furious in a press conference, very similar to what happened on the weekend. So I fear for Parramatta, but they're a different team now because Mitchell Moses, I think, is the most improved player.
What
in the
about the guy
competition.
outside him, the number 6?
But
The young kid, Brown.
he's
Brown.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
But they won't get the space and the time to
They
play.
won't,
They-
and they're down there in Melbourne. It's going to be
Against the Broncos.
slippery. It's going to be. I think Melbourne.
Storm win.
Yeah.
He threw a pass on the weekend with the non-preferred hand that I haven't seen since Joey.
Yeah.
That double cutout that led to a try. I don't know who scored in the end. It might have even been the fullback that went
They
through.
were toying with them.
Gaping hole.
Brisbane were just.
How can
They
you
were
play that
shocking.
poorly?
Well, they broke all those records.
Your
The
spirit
biggest
and your-
loss in NRL history in the semi-final.
They didn't have a go.
No.
Unacceptable.
Okay, the game before that, of course, is, and we'll go through the odds very, very shortly. The game before that is Souths and the Roosters. Sorry,
Manly.
not Souths and the Roosters.
Manly.
Souths and Manly.
Yeah, Desi.
Given
Desi
the rain that's falling in Sydney across the next couple of days, it'll be a wet track.
Yep.
Heavy 10 junior, you suspect?
Will be at Randwick, yeah. Don't know about
Um,
the footy stadium.
Where does your heart and your wallet lie with
I
this
think Bunnies by not by much. I mean, Manly last week, I thought Cronulla would come out and perform better than they
Sharks
did.
were woeful.
But the defensive Manly, Desi's got him. I don't know what Desi. I've never been coached by him, but he obviously is a genius because he instills his confidence in them. Manly were brilliant. I wouldn't be surprised if Manly upset them.
one? Every week there's an upset in the finals.
Yeah, I just don't think.
Man for man, the Rabbitohs should win. shouldn't
South Sydney got their spiritual leader, Sam Burgess, back. He's going to be pulling hair. Dane Gagai's back. It's a full South Sydney team, and I think Wayne Bennett factor
Bit too
will
much
get
class.
them over the line.
Okay, so similar price as the AFL and the NRL for this one. South's $1.38 and Manly at $3.
Take the line. The
I
line's
think
good.
the line with the wet weather
rain
might be
around.
a little bit of
Yeah.
something that punters
6.5.
might go to. And unders will be probably something that will move over the next couple of days. So just
Correct.
It'll
watch that
fine
a
up
little
by
bit.
Friday, though.
Sorry, I got that wrong. Rabbitohs $1.45, Manly $2.75, and the other games $1.38, Melbourne and $3 Parramatta.
Eagles.
Out of the 4 finals this weekend, AFL and NRL, if there was an upset, where would you see it?
Manly.
Same here.
Manly.
Yeah, I can't see one actually.
Not in the AFL.
What about you, Hammer?
Nah, I don't think so either. Probably more in the league than it would be in the AFL. I think that AFL's clear cut.
Okay, so that's been the status at the moment in the outright market on the Premiership.
Wow.
Jared Warrior-Hargraves will not play the preliminary final.
Against either Melbourne or
If
Parramatta.
that's against Melbourne, they'd be starting to get a bit nervous. Nick,
Have you seen the record, the Roosters record with him and without him?
Yeah.
70% or 68%.
It's like
and Andrew Johns.
no, the Manly fullback,
Tommy.
Tommy T.
44% without. And against the Bunnies, Jared, that's the best front row performance I've seen all year. They were terrified of him. You don't often say that. So if he's not there against Melbourne, brings them right back to the field.
Well, okay. Well, the outright market has the Roosters still as favourites, and Canberra now second favourites. You reckon Ricky's just smoking his pipe down there in Canberra?
Yeah, and having a cigarette as well. He
He hasn't smoked, has he?
they're on
So
a good
preliminary
side.
final,
They're
they're
a
going to
good
play in front
side.
of 25,000 people,
There's a mass. I mean, can you believe that?
and you won't get too many travelling from wherever.
No,
Got
no.
a good side of the draw now, haven't they?
Absolutely.
Canberra. Jeez.
They'll get the grand final. Whoever they play, they'll beat South or Manly.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you're right.
Looking forward to the weekend
Good on
of
him.
footy finals, and we're also looking forward to the Rugby World Cup, which starts this Friday.
Yeah,
Jim.
you're the rugby expert.
No, I've been to a few
Russ.
Rugby World Cups. I've been very
Have
fortunate.
you been to
in that.
Japan before? Like
No,
you
I've
know?
not been to Japan.
So how do you think a neutral venue will affect some of the teams?
Well, it's the first neutral
Neutral.
venue we've had. We had obviously we
Except
had
the Japanese,
New
they
Zealand
will
a
be
couple of
home.
years ago. We've had South Africa. We've had England, of course, and France and Wales, those sorts of ones. Australia. But in Japan, the locals will go for everyone because they love rugby. But I can't see that helping anyone. And New Zealand's record coming into this World Cup has been the poorest of any World Cup. They've had a loss and a draw in their last half a dozen, 4 games. Admittedly, they have had a couple of big wins in amongst that as well. South Africa are starting to come to form. Australia are playing reasonable football. We've forgotten about Eddie Jones and the Poms. We've forgotten about
Ireland.
the Irish. We've forgotten
Irish.
about the Welsh. We just are thinking that it's Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. And, you know, even Argentina are now a world-class side. And I think in the right environment, look, the All Blacks play South Africa in the first game.
Yeah, well, that'll be a good game. Have they lost their sort of aura, the All Blacks, or
Oh,
not
no
really?
doubt, no doubt. There's a bit of chopping and changing with the
Yeah,
new
okay.
regime. The side isn't as 1 through 15 as you normally get with the All Blacks.
They have been
Admittedly,
up. They have been up for 20 years.
they've been up for 120
Yeah.
years.
Can
And
the Aussies do something?
I think they can. They've got a very soft draw. They've
Should
got
be
one
Fiji,
decent
surely.
game
Yeah,
in
hopefully.
their entire pool round. They play Wales. It's our last
Hope
game,
so.
so we should be locked and loaded,
Who,
ready
who
to
are you
go.
going for? Who's your roughie?
Our roughie's us.
Yeah.
Our roughie is us because we'll win our pool. I think we'll win our pool. Means we play the second tier
Yeah.
team in the next rounds. So we don't really take on another top team until the semi-finals. So we should get into a position where we've played 5 or 6 games, hopefully without a loss, 6 games without a loss, and then you go, well, 5 games go into the semi-final and then go into a final. I think Australia are really well priced to win this World Cup. I think New Zealand are horrible unders because of their draw, and not only are they going to play, if they lose to South Africa, which I think they will in the opening game,
Really?
they're going to have to play one of the good sides straight up in the
Wow.
quarterfinals.
South Africa are $3.25 in that game.
I'd get on
Against
South
the All
Africa.
Blacks.
Did you see Pocock with his shirt off the other day?
It looked a little like yourself with
It's
your shirt on.
unbelievable. Like I'm not no. I'm just saying it out there.
You're just
regard.
admiring another man's
admiring
body.
his rig.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like
Because
it.
rugby players can get a bit tubby, can't
Oh
they?
no,
the boys up
he's
front.
just stripped.
So Australia's
ripped.
line in the game against Fiji is 16.5.
You're right.
Fiji
Yeah,
have
I'm all right.
traditionally been average at 15-a-side rugby. I'd be charging into the line Australia minus 16.5. Probably have that covered by half time. The Aussies
Okay.
are going to make a statement, and
Yeah.
at the last, aside from that game in New Zealand, we've been scoring good points. So I'm
So
happy to go with
$1.11,
that.
if you had 100,000 on, you win an easy 11.
France and
You reckon?
Argentina,
Got to get paid for it.
you never back France in the first game of a World Cup.
Why?
Because they always warm up to things.
Yeah.
Whether it's World Cup soccer or World
It's like
Cup
when
rugby.
you meet a Frenchman too. They're very cold. Aren't
Takes a
they?
while to
Warm up to 'em.
warm up to
They
it.
can't understand English, that's why.
Take
Can't warm up the
Argentina
field,
in that
yeah.
one, absolutely at the $2.10, and take South Africa with the start
Oh, I've got-
7.5.
Jeez, he's confident, isn't he?
I know,
How confident
very
is he?
confident.
Bang! I may even change
Wow.
my slam dunk.
Have you heard him talk about any sport he's not?
Yeah, I know. He doesn't get many right. but he's
Racing.
confident
Don't know
anyway.
anything about racing.
You do.
Go for it.
How good's the George Main Stakes on Saturday at Randwick? Going to be a heavy 9 or 10 there. I've got to stick with the Villiers. It's cost me the last couple of runs, but I think on a heavy track, it'll get the job done. And down in Melbourne, the Sir Rupert Clark Stakes Group 1 race. You've got a tip down there, haven't you, Hammer?
Yep.
In that?
Well, I'm searching to be able to get on the.
Be good to your
winners
mother.
list. Yeah.
Good name, isn't it?
Yeah,
What
it is
about
good,
the
mate.
sprint race this week?
Oh, how good is it? They're
But
shorts.
obviously it's going to have to hold up. You've got Parada,
Well, I like
Red
Parada in
Zell, Who else is in that race?
Classique Legend.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the big
It is
question
a
mark.
very, very good field.
And the problem is
Centre end of lane.
you don't know who's going to run until Saturday morning, given this rain.
I think they'll all run because they need to run because they've got the Everest, so they
Yeah.
all need to get a run into it.
Have we filled? It's all full. The Everest. Are we done?
No, the Godolphin horses haven't
No,
been named,
haven't
and a
got their
couple of
say.
others haven't been named as well.
I think there's a couple.
Mainly
Taken
the
a slot
ones,
yet.
mainly the ones that have stud ownership. Coolmore's
I
another
think
one.
if Osborne Bulls runs well on Saturday in the shorts, it'll probably be the
We're going to
Godolphin
back it a couple
slot.
seconds.
What a weekend of sport. What a couple of weeks we've got to look forward to. The footy grand finals and also Brownlow, Dally M, Rugby World Cup and all the big racing coming to a town near you. And you're going to hear it all here on At Odds, all thanks to unibet.com.au. The odds are on the website, so too the Unibest specials each and every week on each and every footy final, and no doubt plenty of specials on the Rugby World Cup as well. Welcome back to At Odds, all thanks to unibet.com.au. Shane Hill, Mark Waugh, Brian Fletcher are our stars each week. They put their hard-earned cash, their own money, on the Slam Dunk and the Hail Mary. Unfortunately, last week, not a lot of love. So that
That's
one
2 weeks in a row.
A few of us were pretty close though, weren't we?
let's not bring up
Now
into
very
history,
close.
Brian.
Not as bad as Schwartzy. $1.50.
Bivouacs cost me twice.
Yeah, well, there's been a
Twice.
few of that. I mean, and just on that, I'm not upset. The touch judge made an error in the Melbourne game, which
That was terrible.
I understand that, but Graham Annesley, thumbs up to you. I would have said the referees made 15 errors. Do you know that the players made 40 errors in the game, and not one of the players was castigated and chastised like that poor touch judge
Josh
was?
Adokar was.
What?
Josh Adokar was.
So,
Well,
yes,
the players have got more to think about than just
Exactly.
whether he went over that line. And he
Mate.
couldn't have got better position. Are you kidding?
mate, you're talking
was
about-
terrible.
His eyes are painted on.
Did you watch the Boomers?
Yeah, but we're not
They
talking
led by
about that. We're
12 with
talking about
37
one guy
seconds to
that's
go.
got a
Judge.
responsibility to say, is he in or out?
You've got
with
one
the
job to
perfect
do,
line,
son.
mate.
One job to do.
Referee called a
Jeez.
couple of offensive
Oh,
fouls.
Were you a touch judge, Russ? And
Hey,
I
Yeah.
was saying,
Have you been a referee?
back it up, everyone. I'm on. Everyone makes mistakes. I've made plenty. We lost everything last week, but we butter up again this week.
Yes.
Weather permitting in the races. Brian, you're up
Okay,
first.
pretty simple for my slam dunk. Richmond -16.5 against those Cats, and the Storm -6.5 against the Eels. That's what I'm doing. $3.25 boosted to $7.
$3.25. Mark Schwarzer. He's
pretty
channeling Mark Schwarzer.
I'm just, I just
You
need to win.
You
I
need
need
to
to kill.
Good luck.
I need to kill.
I'm next.
Junior.
I'm diversifying 3 different sports this weekend. NRL Storm to beat the Eels, Rabbitohs to beat the Seagulls, AFL I'm going in the Richmond Tigers to beat the Cats, and in the Rugby World Cup, Australia to beat Fiji, and that'll get us about
That's home,
$7
mate.
by,
That is
It's
home.
$1.10.
by Fletcher's reckoning.
That's
$1.11. Just adds a little bit on top, bit of
Plus
cream on top.
$1.10 plus GST.
You'd never tipped $1.10 pop?
Winks. Go.
Probably
Well, I
beat.
had a very good judge tell me to be good to my mother. So $3.30. What will we
Probably
get for
your
that?
brother or your father or your...
You might get a bit better than
Yeah.
that.
Might have been your
So
mum.
yep. No, well, I'm not good in the mum,
I-
but I'll have to take that tip.
Mine, I'm just going the straight up. Richmond to beat Geelong, Collingwood to beat GWS. Odds have moved. NRL Storm to win 13 plus. I think the Eels are on a bit of a high and they'll be brought down to earth. And that's around $5. So good luck to that. Mark Schwarzer has tipped Man City to beat Watford. Thanks, Scoop.
That $1.10?
Juventus to beat Verona and Bayern to beat Cologne. And the
Cologne.
championship, Brentford to beat Stoke City. All of those are around $2.50.
Wow. It'll take us an hour to find them.
Do we still see Schwartzy? Does he ever does
He,
on the
he
side?
has- he makes guest appearances.
Yeah.
The Hail Marys. This is the rank, the throw at the stumps, the 50 bullseye dartboard,
$5.
whatever.
Okay. Rugby World Cup. New Zealand to win both halves against South
Ooh,
Africa.
you're going against Russ there.
Yeah. Manly with 6.5 against Bunnies, and Collingwood -22.5 against GWS. Approximate $8.
20 is the line now 22 and a half, or did you just make
I just made that
up?
up.
All right, okay.
You can pick your own line.
You're making
Because
it
I think,
prices
I
too.
think it is about 16 and a half.
16. It is, but I'm going out.
You're going.
Oh,
Junior?
Yes, I'm going to Royal Randwick. I'm going Parata to win the shorts, into Avilius to win
Oh, you're
the
buttering
Colgate.
up.
What about this
Villiers and
Optic.
Bivouac
Group
are going to be your hoodoo horses
No,
by
I'm
the end of
getting
the
a couple of
spring.
What about this rain?
Well, they're both mudlarks.
Mudlarks.
It's going to be a heavy 9 or 10. So I'm banking on these two mudlarks to get the
Tiarana's a
cash.
muglar. The other one.
Shane?
Well, I've changed mine. I was going Collingwood 1 to 39, but now I'm going Collingwood -16.5 with
Ooh.
Whitfield out Green's not going to play. They will give it to them. I'm going to back Richmond to beat my Cats, the Rabbitohs to beat Manly, and Melbourne to beat the Eels. And we'll get about $6, I reckon.
Yeah, that's going to
mine
win.
is-
That will win.
I've sort of cut away the fat and found Jack Riewoldt to kick a couple of goals for the Tigers Friday night, and Will Chambers. I've flummed him out of the Wazoo to score a try, and that hail
Right
is
edge.
probably better than 550, which is showing on my run sheet at the moment, or it should be. Mark Schwartz has gone into Milan, Liverpool, Norwich and Leicester to win their respective games.
He's given up,
and
Schwarzer.
it's a $50
He
hail
has given up.
That
Mary.
is the sort
He
of one
doesn't
he
care.
can get.
Doesn't,
He's taking the piss
$50.
now.
he does not give a rat's. He's
Um,
done.
What are you most looking forward to out of the games this weekend?
I'm looking forward to the Bunnies and Manly like the old days. Remember the old ones at Redfern Oval? They used to punch each other's face off. It could be a sting.
Yes, I'm looking
I hope
forward
it's
to the league and the racing. We've
Yeah,
got
we just want to
our
wait.
Century, our horses in the Newcastle Cup on Friday and the Group 3 race at Randwick on Saturday. I haven't decided which one we're going to run at, so
Okay.
I'm hoping he can win one of those two races.
Look forward to that. And you're onwards and upwards to the Sydney Cup,
Metropolitan.
Metropolitan.
Yeah, Metropolitan.
Then maybe the Melbourne Cup. I don't
That's
know.
it. He's in the market. He's there.
Okay, and Shane.
Cats. No one expects them to win. I don't even expect them to win. So
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
sit back with
I
no
am.
pressure.
I got to say, I'm looking forward to Richmond and Collingwood winning, and just the week that will be in Melbourne
Oh,
with the two
jeez.
biggest followings of all, just watching. And
What do you
waiting.
reckon the average amount of teeth per head will be at that game?
Shane Hill. You can address it to PO Box 112 Lily Pilly.
How many
Under
overs,
teeth have
about
we got?
six.
How many have we got in our
Under
head?
over
Per,
6.
per head, per capita.
How many
Per
teeth
head.
in our
Not
head?
going
Per
anywhere
person.
near that.
20%.
Pennyvet.com.au.
Hang on,
for
Russ.
specials.
Russ, what about Irukandji?
I reckon take
Last
Oh,
25%
last week,
off.
congratulations.
Irukandji.
Irakanji won for Brian. I hope
It's
you
gonna
got
be the
on.
episode.
What about Trajection at Tuncurry?
Don't
That was
care.
another one.
Thank
This
you.
is in the city. It's my first city win.
Well done,
We'll
mate.
see you next week for more at odds. Grand
Thanks,
final
Bjorn.
week in the AFL and preliminary final week in the NRL.